Today, I have with me Deanna Jinjoe, and she has a very interesting story about how she used art to physically heal herself. So, thank you, Deanna, for being here with me today. And
Pleasure.
I understand that you're a mixed media artist, and you've used actually the practice of creating art to heal yourself. Can you tell us how this came about?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't think I can take all the credit for healing myself, but art was definitely an integral part of the whole process for me. It was a few, probably 5 or 6 years ago now, and I was stuck in a corporate job that I hated, and I was having 15, 16 migraines a month.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's to the point where, you can't call in sick to work that much. You got to keep going. And so you do keep going because you have no choice, but it certainly wears you down. And on top of that, I ended up with some nerve compression in my back that was extremely painful. And I would go to the doctor, and he sent me to a specialist. They all told me there was nothing wrong with me, but their solution was just to hand me a prescription for Tylenol 3, 100 at a time.
Wow.
Which is no answer,
Yeah.
And so I carried on as best I could for quite a while. And then one day I just happened to be in Walmart, and I happened to walk down the aisle that has the art supplies in it. And a couple things caught my eye. I hadn't really done anything with art before that. I never took it in school or anything. But a couple things caught my eye, so I threw them in my basket and took them home. And it didn't take me long to figure out, I could have a terrible night, a night where I maybe got an hour of sleep because I was in so much pain. But when I came into my art space and started it didn't matter what I was doing. I could be drawing, I could be painting, art journaling, didn't matter. But as soon as I entered that or started the creative practice, it's like I switched out of my left brain that could feel and notice the pain, and into my right brain, and I didn't feel that pain anymore, So I could sit there for 4 or 5 hours and just play, and it didn't matter what I created, and it didn't matter what it looked like. I mean, it was always more fun when it was pretty, but it doesn't have to be pretty. But when I was there, I was in control. The pain was not in control.
Mm-hmm.
And that it gave, because when you're experiencing a lot of chronic pain, that's the biggest thing you feel, is just a complete lack of control over yourself. And oftentimes chronic pain sufferers don't get a lot of help from the medical field. So that feeling of taking back control and of getting some power back in my life was so transformative for me. And it gave me the push to keep talking. I found a new doctor. The new doctor sent me to a specialist who, very simply, I just get shots into the nerves that numb them about every 6 months, and the pain is almost completely gone. I probably wouldn't, and if I hadn't have been able to get back that control, I don't think I would have pushed to keep finding solutions. Mm-hmm. And so it's just, to me, I think it's such a testament to art and the power of creating and creativity. And it doesn't even have to be art. For some people, it's cooking. I mean, I love to can too, because I love to put together recipes and stuff like that. But just that creative, that getting into the other side of your brain, it really can be transformative. And I think that's just so powerful about the creative process all around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what would you say to someone who, maybe they don't feel like, maybe they feel that art is their thing? Can it still be helpful to them?
I think so.
If they're in pain?
Mm-hmm. I would think so, because it really takes you out of yourself. Is my personal experience, is that it takes you out of yourself. And I think even just the fact that art journaling is so it's used a lot in the medical field. That, you know, there are a lot of art therapy. It's used for in a lot of seniors' homes and stuff like that. And I think, I don't know, maybe there is a scientific reason why. I haven't bothered to research that because I don't really care.
Yeah, you're just going with your personal experience.
Yeah.
So it's like a switch flips inside you, like in the process.
Yes. And that's I years ago I took a creativity coaching course, and it was really all about right brain and left brain, and moving from your linear logical left brain into your, you know, right brain. And I think, well, there's actually been some scientific research that's maybe saying that's not entirely the way it works, but I think it's just a great kind of metaphor for what happens. And I think that when I just moved into that other space, the pain just didn't come with it. Stayed on the other side of my brain, and I just left it alone for a while. Yeah.
So let's talk about you as an artist. How has your art evolved, you know, as you've kind of let go of this pain? Where has your art taken you?
I do a lot of portraits, but not like realistic portraits. Like, you know, well, kind of like the one behind me, you know, more the, well, I don't know if that's whimsical exactly, but not the realistic.
Abstract. I would call that almost like an energy portrait.
Yeah, well, and she's not done yet, but
okay.
Yeah, she's not done yet. She's a work in progress. A lot of stuff.
Wow, she's really glowing.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff like your.
Is that an iridescent paint that you're using for her halo? Because it's definitely shimmering.
Yeah, it's a silver paint. It's a golden silver paint. Lots of fun to work with. Yeah, I like to paint moons with it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know exactly how it's evolved. I don't do as much art journaling anymore. I'm a little bit more on canvas. I don't know why exactly, although I did just make myself a bigger art journal, and I think maybe that's part of what will
so you need that space to expand.
A little bit of space, yeah, a little bit of room. Yeah. So, and yeah, I mean, as far as my art goes, I like to try a little bit of everything. You know, occasionally I'll say to myself, okay, I really just need to concentrate on this and get good at this, because that's how you grow as an artist. But I can't seem to bring myself to do that.
And are you self-taught? Are you self-taught?
Yeah, other than online classes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, like a lot of Effie Wild and Tam from Willowing and Connie, and you know, online courses like that, but no actual like real schooling.
And do you sell your art?
Yes, I sell it on my website.
And do you have an Etsy store anywhere else where?
I do have an Etsy store as well. Yes. Yeah. And most of the stuff I create is in both in Etsy and on the website.
And do you pick a theme? Like, how do you choose your subjects?
Well, like the little one here, I do a monthly free publication that goes out to my subscribers called the Full Moon Mysteries Guidebook. And it's all just information about the full moon each month, and related to the full moon, and a little bit of astrology, a little bit of I do a card reading with an elemental card deck and stuff like that. So those always have, well, that's why she's got the big moon behind her, because she was the cover girl for my full moon guidebook. And so those have a theme. Otherwise, it tends to just range all over the place as to what I'm making at any given time.
Oh, that's very interesting that you incorporate astrology and the moon into your work. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and how you tap into that?
Well, I'm not sure I guess the astrology does inform the artwork because I'm creating it for the full moon, right? So I have taken a lot of classes through a lady named Lisa Michaels, who teaches a lot of, like, she has a priestess program and stuff like that, where you really get in touch with the elements, the air, water, fire, and spirit, and so on. And so that really helped me sort of deepen my connection, I think, with, with what I call Mother Earth, which I know that doesn't resonate with everybody, but that's how I it resonates with me. And I find the earth, I may be digressing here, but I find the earth itself, like a physical earth, is just such a phenomenal example of creativity, and such I can go outside and I can tap into the energy of the earth because it's constantly growing and changing and creating or change, and so tapping into that energy, I think is really it's been an important part of my overall life, not just my art. So I guess it kind of makes sense that it does come out in my art as well. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that answers your question, but
no, I think probably a lot of people can relate to that. Mm-hmm. So are you completely pain free now, or do you still have moments where you have to work?
I have moments, but they're mostly caused by me doing something to aggravate it. I've been doing bank reconciliations for the business my husband and I own for the last few days.
Get me as well.
That tends to cause me to tense up, and then things can get a little sore.
Yeah, I am not a left brainer at all. So the money part away from me.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, yes, I haven't had a migraine in months. And that's been fabulous. And the back pain is just practically non-existent when I think of how bad it was back then.
Yeah. Well, I actually have a daughter who suffered from migraines, and it when I first saw her, we didn't know what was going on with her, and she was just very sick and violently sick, and of course we were in the ER having scans and everything done, and she is an artist, so perhaps this is an avenue that she can use as a tool when these, they always pop up at night, it seems too.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I found it to be an effective tool.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing your story. Is there anything else that you would like to?
Just simply maybe the idea that you don't have to have an amazing talent. You don't have to be born with talent to create it, and it doesn't even matter what you create. It's just the process of creating that is so important. And I think if people just give it a try, put aside what it looks like. Don't worry about what it looks like and just make something, because I think that it's even far more than just to deal with pain, but I think it's really can be transformative.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So just encourage everybody to.
I agree with you. I mean, for me, I definitely get into the creative zone. Definitely. And it's a happy space to be in.
Yes.
Very much so.
I agree. Yes.
Well, thank you, Deanna, for spending time with us today.
You're welcome.
Sharing your story.